Okay, at the beginning of this week, you are going to feel a little bit of insecurity. So, at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Capricornius, there is a specific realization that you are going to have, and the specific realization that you are going to have, it's going to come from some kind of news or some kind of a message, and this news and message is going to open your eyes, but then at the same time, this news and message is going to open your eyes about so many other things that are happening, around, but it's nothing to do with your life. And this is what you're going to become aware of. It's actually going to shock you a little bit. It's a lot to do with the things on the outside that you were aware of before, but it's more about some kind of a really horrible confirmation, something that you were hoping it's not going to happen, something that you were hoping that it's not true, above all. And now that in itself, it's going to kind of bring you this a really kind of weird and bizarre confirmation. And please don't get scared or don't think negatively, because this is nothing to do with you finding out something for the first time in your life. Do you know what I mean? This is nothing to do with things that you didn't know, but it's more about oh God, becoming aware of this confirmation that kind of it's going to prove something really bad on the outside. Nothing to do with the people in your life and nothing to do with the people who you know, but this was all at the back of your mind, so it's going to come like a confirmation more than anything else. And I will tell you why am I saying this right now, which is really important, because this is actually happening. This is that news and information that you're going to have. It's somehow going to be connected to you becoming just a little bit insecure. This in itself is going to make you a little bit insecure, and it's going to make you think in a little bit of a negative way, especially when it comes to you realizing also that something is not happening as fast as you would want. And this is to do with something very personal to you, and this is to do with something that you're working on, and this is to do with something that you were working on, something that you've already put so much energy towards, but things are not happening as quick or as fast as you would want to, okay, which is natural to become just a little bit of insecure. And then becoming aware of this really kind of a really weird things on the outside, it's just only going to double up with this amount of a really bizarre energy that you are going to be surrounded by, but only at the beginning of this week. This week it's actually going to be really, really good. So please don't hate me or something for saying this, but you know what I mean. Just the beginning of this week is going to be a little bit strange, Sometimes we need to feel a little bit insecure in order to understand how much a certain aspect of our lives mean to us, how much something means to us. So sometimes we need to get to this vibration and energies that are slightly lower, but then again, it's all the things that we are familiar with, that means to us the most. We at the same time we reconnect with, and we understand its importance when it comes to our lives and when it comes to our spiritual path. So this is why we are reminded at a time when we become aware of something really bizarre and strange, and then oh my God, and then one thing after another, we are reminded in such a negative way, because we at the same time benefit from this quite bizarre kind of vibration and this bizarre energy. Because what is actually going to happen, it's not about you being insecure, my gorgeous Capricornius, just because something is not working out. I'm not saying that something is not working out, don't get me wrong, but it's to do with an element of your life that you were putting so much energy towards, but it's the outcome is not as fast, as quick as you would want to. Okay, so this could be something personal, but this could also be something with some kind of a venture, or it could also be something to do with basically some kind of a project or work, career, and things like that. But the bottom line is it means to you so much, and this is why you're gonna feel a little bit insecure, because it's not happening as fast as you would want this to actually happen. And then you're gonna realize something really, really interesting. You're gonna realize something really interesting. Like, for example, do you know what? First of all, you're gonna feel insecure, and then this is the energies and vibration that I was talking about. We need to get to the certain levels, to the certain points of our spiritual existence where we reflect very deeply on things that we are doing. So in life, in general, there is so much gonna be on your mind. You're gonna go well deep. You're gonna be thinking with the things that you have been been doing like within the last 2 or 3 years, like very intensely. And you're also going to be like kind of blaming yourself at the same time. Why didn't you do like certain moves and maybe brave moves at the time when you kind of needed to do them? But then again, you're also going to realize how much you were actually slowed down with maybe information from the outside that has nothing to do with you, with things that absolutely don't make sense, that you were told to do, that you were like kind of told to focus on. And all these things one after another are going to become absolutely obvious to you, that you know you were kind of taken in, you were awake, you were like kind of open-minded, you know, you were aware what you were aware of. I'm talking about the things on the outside, nothing to do with your life. So you take this as you wish, my gorgeous Capricornians, indeed. But you're going to realize through this particular vibration and energy how much you were actually affected just because what you heard like on the outside at the beginning of the week. You know, this is all going to start making sense, like there is no tomorrow to you. And you're going to realize that this was actually really affecting you when it comes to you like carrying on with your plans. And I'm not saying that you weren't aware of it before, but now this is going to be like giant, you know, this is going to be highlighted like there is no tomorrow. And very soon after that moment in time, you know, something is going to happen. Something is going to happen. You will see. It's going to take a day or two after this moment in time. And it is going to happen right in the morning. It is going to happen right in the morning, like a couple of days after this moment in time. You will wake up. And I told you this so many times, you know, we go to sleep every single night, we travel, we have astral projections, we dream every single night, but we don't necessarily remember. But what we remember is when we wake up in the morning, the first thing in the morning, sometimes we have a very strange things on our mind, you know, like, oh my God, now suddenly you wake up in the morning, and then suddenly you have on your mind like, oh my God, I want to like kind of wear my red top or something, you know, you just have this on your mind, you need to wear your red top, and you don't know where this is coming from. You see what I mean? It's not about you wearing a red top exactly, but it's about you doing that. And by wearing a red top, you know, you are kind of maybe gonna go out there and you're gonna attract somebody who like really likes this red top, and then you're gonna realize that that specific person was so much needed in your life. Someone who was missing in your life, you know, you're gonna kind of be able to attract in such a way. When I say missing in your life, some kind of element that's missing when it comes to the certain specific person, you will attract. For example, if you wear that red top, or on another hand, every single like color has got its own energy. You see what I mean? So red has got a very specific energy, you know, and that particular specific energy is going to work really well with you on that particular day in order to attract things that means to you the most through the power of the actual color. So you see, this is what am I talking about. Or maybe you will have a message in the morning, like for example, sometimes to go to the shop, and it's not about going to the shop, for example, it's about you like going, you making that way, you're following that sacred instruction. I call them sacred instruction. You're following that sacred instruction, and then something really magnificent out of the blue, out of this world happens to you on the way to the shop. So this is what I'm talking about, the power of us like seeing through those things, like that when our subconscious mind takes over. When our subconscious mind takes over is when we sleep, when we are meditating, and then we are part of all these different dimensions, like big mama time. Do you know? So this is important, my gorgeous Capricornians, indeed. So that's what I'm saying to you. It's that power that we have. Okay, we become like we are extremely psychic, you know, the first like 5 minutes when we wake up every single morning. So that's what I'm saying to you. A couple of days after this, when you wake up in the morning, now suddenly you're gonna realize, you're gonna open your eyes, and you will see exactly what I mean, because it's gonna happen a couple of days after this situation when you feel a bit insecure, or within the next couple of days. It could even be the day after, for example. Okay, within the next couple of days, you're gonna wake up in the morning, and now suddenly you're gonna realize like what a powerful individual you are, and you're gonna realize, do you know what, there is some kind of a goal going to be on your mind, and in order for you to kind of take this on, you need to be like very courageous, and you need to be very bold, you need to be very strong, you need to be very powerful, you need to be very, very mature indeed. So you will understand that you need to be very mature, because even and that moment moment in time, and when I say that you're going to need to be mature, so you still, what was making you feel insecure and what was making you feel like kind of really scared and negative, and now it's all going to be like, you know what, now you're going to become extremely courageous, now you're going to feel even more passionate, now you're going to feel even more like powerful. You're going to understand how powerful you are, because within the next 2 days you're going to understand and you're going to see things you didn't see before and understand before, even about yourself. And that in itself is going to elevate you to the point where you will know that this is something that you must put as the priority, as a number one. That very thing that made you feel so kind of like insecure because it hasn't happening just yet, you know what, just remember, the best things in this gorgeous life take time, and this is going to be one of them. But you are way well on your way. You know, you're way on your way. You're well on your way actually doing this. You went so much further than you can possibly imagine, but now it's the moment and now it's the time to trust yourself, my gorgeous Capricornians. Whatever this is really important. Whatever this is going to change your life, and in as little as 7 weeks, exactly 7 weeks after this moment in time, something mind-blowing is going to happen to you. A mind-blowing offer, mind-blowing opportunity, which is not only gonna change your life, but it's going to change your life, change the life of all those people who mean to you so much. Okay, so this is why that very thing that you felt insecure about, this is going to bring you material gain. A huge material gain this is going to bring you, but at the same time it's going to bring you one of the biggest accomplishments of your life. You will be recognized where you want to be recognized. Listen to me very carefully. You are going to be recognized, and this is coming through your own recognition. One of the biggest accomplishments of your life, it's actually going to come out of it. One of the biggest successes of your life, it's going to come out of it. This is a very important stage you need to understand. Okay, like, oh my God, your whole life is going to be turned upside down in the best possible way. You're going to be extremely busy within the next 7 weeks, and it's all starting now, and you are going to speed up not only what you felt like insecure about, but there's so many things that you're also going to speed up on the way, because each step of the way the things are going to start making more and more sense to you, and that is going to bring you that much closer to your soul purpose and to your spiritual journey. So, and also my gorgeous Capricornians, you know, there is gonna be a little tower also at the beginning. I'm sorry, don't attack me, okay? There is gonna be like a little tower at the beginning of the week, which means an unexpected situation. It's like also like kind of the first situation wasn't unexpected, but this one is going to be like completely unexpected at the beginning of the week, you know, like a tower situation, which is like pretty much so going to be connected to somebody else, and then you're going to realize something very strange about somebody else that you're really not going to like, and this is going to surprise you, and it's going to throw you out of balance a little bit. But then you're going to realize, you know, at the same time that this particular person was like kind of making you feel incomplete. Is to do with someone around you who was creating like some kind of a toxic vibration and toxic energy indeed, and it was like kind of like a rather unhealthy attachment in your life. So it's really gonna, this tower moment, it's a lot about you finding out something about someone who you really know, which is going to surprise you, which is going to blow you away a little bit, but at least you will know where you are, at least you will know where you're standing with that particular person. But you're also going to realize, you know what, that particular person was draining your energy, and that was affecting your character, and that was on another hand affecting your planning, and that was on another hand affecting your work. So this is all going to be really connected, but the bottom line is that particular person was actually making you feel incomplete. In fact, that particular person was preventing you somehow from being happy. So of course that this is actually going to be rather beneficial for you, because very soon after that moment in time, you are really going to be finding yourself, you're going to find yourself like a really kind of being quite indecisive after that moment in time. You're going to find yourself making a very, very difficult decision. And at the time when you find yourself making a really difficult decision, what you need to do what makes you feel good. You need to do at this stage what makes you feel happy. You need to do what you are really passionate about. This is just so important. But at the same time, you're not going to be able to do those things that you are passionate about unless you put a stop on the certain situation. The something came to an end. What came to an end through the Tower, it's still going to require from you to move on and to cut something out of your life, because at the same time, my gorgeous Capricornians, you are leaving this for something much, much better, and it's only behind the corner. But this can only come from you and from nobody else whatsoever. You need to understand the importance of this, because it's not sad, it's not horrible, but you're only leaving something that came to an end, and that you just needed to be like a bit more like kind of honest with you, with yourself, you know. And sometimes we just kind of need a little bit of time in order to reflect and in order to see exactly where we are. So that's why this Tower, I'm sorry, but it's actually going to be quite beneficial for you indeed, because it's going to show you, you know, who you can trust and who you cannot trust. But most importantly, it's going to help you when it comes to making a difficult choice, when it comes to leaving something behind and moving on. Very, very important indeed. And also, my gorgeous Capricornians, when it comes to the beginning of this week, you know, I want to say to you that in general, the beginning of this week, it's actually going to bring you sudden and unexpected progress. So you need to see it in this way, not like, oh my God, dark Lala, even darkest Lala, oh my God, even darkest Lala. No, baby, no, don't see it like and it's dark and as in dark Lalas. Do you know what I mean? Even my Plantini is saying, yeah, baby. Do you know what I mean? So you just need to see it as the first part of this week. It's bringing you sudden and unexpected progress. You know, it's all about a very positive change in your life, which is going to allow you to do something very special for yourself, to reward yourself in a very special way, which means that materialistically this is indeed going to be really good. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, it's all about the realization that you are going to have, my goodness, you know, I'm sorry, but you're very psychic, you're extremely open-minded, and I'm not surprised that you're gonna have so many insights, you know, because you're Capricornius, you know. So you're an extreme empath, and you know this. You can feel earthly energies and vibration in a very kind of specific way, and when you know who to trust, and you know who to trust, and you know who not to trust in life, like almost instantly. You know, you're very powerful. But also when it comes to other things in life, at around the midweek, you know, you are gonna kind of become awake to something. I'm sorry, it's gonna sound again weird, but you're gonna become awake to some kind of like unknown dangers. And that is going to kind of alert you a little bit, and that in itself, it's going to make you instantly defensive. But then again, at the same time, you know, this defensiveness is going to in turn into your own activity, like another situation which is going to be completely mind-blowing. First you find out something, and unknown dangers. You're going to become alerted and awake to unknown dangers, and this is nothing horrible, nothing terrible, but at least you are gonna kind of like find these revelations like quite beneficial indeed. But your first initial thought, it's gonna be you're gonna become a little bit defensive for some reason, and then that in itself, it's really kind of then you're gonna realize, you know what, then you're gonna have like quite a few different ideas here, and these ideas that you're going to have are gonna make you feel extremely active and determined. And this is a lot to do with things that you're experienced about, and then even further, it's gonna go even further. You're gonna actually realize a few different options here, or these few different options that are gonna become available to you are only gonna come to, you're only going to realize them because you became aware of this unknown danger. Because when you became aware of this unknown danger, nothing is going to change, but just a little bit, you know, the certain plans are going to need a bit of adjustments. And once you start thinking about these plans and which adjustments do you need to make just to go around bits and pieces, once you start thinking about it, you know, you're going to realize that there's some ideas that you are going to have, and these ideas are going to make you extremely active and determined, and this is the vibration and energy that you need to follow, because that in itself is going to show you the variety of options, and the variety of options are all going to be connected to things that you know how to do really, really well. So it's to do with the practical knowledge, but it's also to do with you becoming aware of the fact that there is going to be a very important and serious conversation you're going to need to have with someone. And once you have this conversation, it's like, oh my God, that conversation is going to give you a huge answer when it comes to some kind of contemplation that you had over the last 5 months. And this conversation is also going to give you a clear and direct answer what to really give a lot of your precious energy to right now, what to stick to, what takes a priority in your life. You will know exactly which plan at this moment in time to actually stick to and give your all. This is what this important conversation it's actually going to do to you. And also when it comes to the midweek, my gorgeous Capricornius, you know, it's like basically, you know, you're also, this is going to come a little bit of a surprise here, you know, at around the midweek. Do not ignore this excellent opportunity which is about to present itself as well. And that particular excellent opportunity is going to kind of present itself at a time when you have a really good news about things that you have been working on. Okay, so you're already gonna kind of like feel really excited. So at that moment in time, there is some kind of excellent opportunity that is actually going to present itself, and that in itself is gonna boil down towards you, like paying attention to the slowly but surely a whole new area of study coming up nicely and beautifully, coming into your life. This is all part of your development. Okay, by the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Capricornius, raise your vibration by raising, you see I'm clearing in my throat, by raising your vibration, you are going to raise your energies. You're going to feel elevated. By raising your vibration, you heal yourself. There are many different ways in which we can raise our vibration, and one of them is raise your vibration, baby. Capricornius, 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 pam 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 pam, 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 Capricornius, pam 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 pam, Capricornius, pam 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 pam, Capricorn. Raise your vibration, my gorgeous Capricornius. Raise your vibrations and heal yourself. By the time you get to the last part of this week, this is going to be like a huge giant mama indeed. By the time you get to the last part of this week, like a really one of the biggest burdens of your life is slowly but surely coming to an end. One of the biggest burdens, biggest problems, biggest negativities is coming to an end. This was affecting you for way too long, but now Karma Mama says absolutely enough. So the big burden is coming to an end, and you will know, because you're literally going to have a reason to celebrate, a reason for celebration, because that particular burden that is going to come to an end, it's at the same time going to show you the way, what extremely sharp and quick you need to be about. You're going to need to be very direct, you need to be very sharp, and you're going to need to be very quick, because now you will know that after that burden comes to an end, you will be able to do something very, very special, very specific. You will be able to carry on with such an important part of your life, okay? Because you are going to have a control over a situation that was affecting you for way too long. It was affecting your energy, it was affecting your mind, it was affecting your way of thinking, it was affecting way too much in your life. So you are about to get all that strength and energy and courage and power with this as well. But just remember, you just need to carry on with something like almost immediately. Don't wait for the train to go. I'm not saying that the train is gonna go, but you know what I mean. Just carry on with this almost immediately if you possibly can. And also, my gorgeous Capricornians, at the end of this week, you know, hello, my darling. We have got some kind of return here. Someone is about to reconnect with you. And you know, when I say hello, my darling, I'm giving a vibe and energy like it's some kind of lover or something like that. Well, maybe it could be, you know, but there is someone very specific in your life. It's more about, it's not like a lover and things like that, sorry, but it's more like, it's more like somebody very specific, somebody who thinks like you, somebody who thinks like you so much. And this means to you a lot. So it's a lot to do with spirituality, but it's a lot to do with things in general. You share so much with this particular person, but there is something very specific that you share in terms of like your own kind of knowledge. There is something that you share, something very specific, and this brought you together a long time ago. But also I'm talking about someone whom you kind of drifted apart with. So it's someone who, like a really great friend, like a spiritual friend, or someone who you got on so well. Maybe you just kind of drifted apart for a while. That does not have to be like a bad thing necessarily whatsoever. Sometimes people have a specific part about their spiritual journey that they need to go through by themselves. Indeed. So this is what's all without each other, like that, you see. So someone is about to return into your life, and this is so beautiful, because that particular person who is about to return into your life, you're gonna feel so happy here. But at the same time, you know, you are gonna understand something very, very specific through this particular person. You're going to understand something very specific. That person is going to open your eyes. That person is going to make you aware of something like some kind of a secret. You're going to find out some kind of amazing, mind-blowing secret through that person who is about to reappear in your life again. That person is going to reconnect with you again, and you are about to find out some kind of mind-blowing secret. And the secret is going to be about how you can transform your life in the shortest possible way. This is what you're going to learn and find out through this amazing person indeed. And also, you know, when it comes to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Capricornius, you know, you're going to have a big answer here. You know what? You know why you're going to have a big answer? Because you are going to have a reward, you know, that are going to come from hard work. And that in itself, it's really kind of going to bring you a big answer, like which, especially when it comes to like paying attention to certain priorities in life. You will know, you follow it by your own and through your own success. But at the same time, this is going to make you so determined, and it is going to kind of like bring your willpower, like, oh my God, because you know, what you're working on right now, it's going to bring you like an amazing recognition. You need to understand, you will be recognized by the people you want to be recognized by. Okay, so this is important. So now, my gorgeous Capricornius, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see. So you see, that one just flipped out. Pay attention to things that are inspiring you this week. Pay attention to the actual inspirations. There is something that is going to inspire you this week for the first time in your life. Something that you're going to connect to that you've never connected before. And that in itself, it's really going to show you nicely, beautifully, and gorgeously, what do you need to learn more about? What do you need to find out more about? Very important indeed. And this one just flicked out by itself. So let's see what is going to be your tarot card of the week. My gorgeous Capricornius, this one just flicked out by itself, you see. So when it's Capricornius, they just come out by themselves. So you see, I can't even do this. There you go. I'm just going to shuffle these cards and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. What is going to be a tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Capricornians? Ooh la la! The change is about to start, and I'm not surprised with this whatsoever. I'm not surprised with this whatsoever. The change is about to start, but you also need to understand that there is a sacrifice that you're going to need to make this week. The sacrifice is to do with things that make you feel unhappy anyway. They came to an end a long time ago. Just remember, we live and learn. We are learning and we are changing every single hour, every single, half an hour, every single minute, every single second, Of course, we are changing like with what we learn, So this is all normal, but you have to, all natural, but you have to be honest with yourself. So you are going to need to make an important adjustment by the end of the weekend. It's going to come in a form of sacrifice. And as soon as you do this, the process of change is going to start. This is indeed going to be very important time of your life. Things that have been slowing you down, you will see in a completely different light. And I like it, because things that were scaring you for the last 4 months, you are going to find them so challenging, but in the best possible way. You'll start loving this challenging, my gorgeous Capricornians. Indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Capricornians, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.